Welcome to the Mountaineer Football Tonight Coaches Show with Mountaineer Head Coach Greg Lloyd. Mountaineer Football Tonight is a presentation of KMHS Sports and the Kings Mountain Touchdown Club.
Welcome to Mountaineer Football Tonight. Jeff Johnson, your host. It's our weekly coaches show with Head Coach Greg Lloyd, longtime coach of the Mountaineers. We're excited to be back. I know I missed last week, so appreciative to Kevin Osborne of the Kings Mountain Family YMCA filling in for me. I've known Kevin for a long time and appreciate him doing the show last week. We are coming off a big win this week over Ashbrook, 48-14, and we've got a good show for you up ahead. Just to let you know, we've got, just like normal here on Mountaineer Football Tonight, we've got a review of the Ashbrook game. We'll do players of the game, and then we'll do the look ahead to this Friday's game against Crest, and then we'll do Kings Mountain and other sports going on here at Kings Mountain this week. Got a great show for you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll take a brief break to thank our sponsors here on Mountaineer Football Tonight. We'll be right back.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home,
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. Jeff Johnson here once again with, I can't say the infamous, but we'll just say the famous head coach of the Mountaineers, Greg Lloyd. Coach Lloyd, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, glad to be here, Jeff. Good to see you.
Always good. Appreciate your flexibility last week and even this week with the showtime. And we're here on a rainy Wednesday morning filming this show. Coming off a big win. Coach, Mountaineers still undefeated on the year, 9-0, 6-0 in conference. We're keeping it rolling. So great win. Let's talk about the Ashbrook game if you got a few minutes.
Yeah, it was an excellent game. We came out strong. We really got off to a great start. We had a wonderful kickoff return early by Caleb Holland, gave us some good field position, scored one play later, opened the game with a touchdown. So we got up 7-0 really quick. Defense came out, quick 3 and out, good field position again. Quick strike touchdown to Xavion Smith from Lamont Littlejohn, got us up 14-0. Then we blocked a punt soon thereafter. Michael Ward scooped it up and scored. I think Jack Curry blocked the punt. And, ended up being 28-7 at halftime. And I thought we continued to play well in the second half. And it turned out to be a 48-14 victory. And I thought the players really did a great job in all three areas. I thought it was one of our better games of the season. It was senior night. We played inspired football, and I thought we were very physical, and it was a really good night.
Coach, talking about the quick start, how important is that for you to jump on the other team early?
Well, it helps, obviously. If you can get a lead and build a little cushion, it does help. I think it takes a little bit of it gives you the momentum, gives the team the momentum, and the other team, they're trying to fight back. So it's obviously better to play from the lead. So that's the good thing about getting off to a quick start. You get all kind of good vibes about where you're headed. The team's inspired from that point on, and you just play better when things are going well. But we know that doesn't always happen, and we've done well fighting back when we've got behind or if we hadn't started off really great. So we've done a good job on both ends, but it is easier to get off to a good start like we did Friday. And we had some big plays, and it just gets the sidelines excited. The stadium gets excited, and it helps.
Coach, any Mountaineer fan would know throughout the season you have to take what the defense gives you on offense. And I know that we've had drives through the year that have been long drives. We're running, we're short passes, we're running, we're taking up a lot of the clock. But this game definitely seemed to be a game of the big play. How much is that schemed? How much is that you just take what the defense gives you? How does that play out as the game goes on?
It's a little of both. We always have, pass plays in that can get you some big chunky yardage. Sometimes we're able to get them and hit them, and sometimes not. They're not sometimes high percentage plays, but we were able to hit some of those big plays, and that really helps. I do think we're more of a ball-controlled offense, but I'm glad we've been able to hit some quick strikes and score quick. That helps. So it's nice to be able to do both, and I think we're getting to the point now where we're able to, and that's made our offense that much more dangerous.
We've talked a lot this season about Lamont Littlejohn, your senior quarterback, and it seems like he's in a good groove. How would you rate his confidence at this point in the season?
I believe it's 10 out of 10. He's he's improved each week, and he stepped up. He's really played well in big ball games. He's just made play after play, and I'm just really pleased with how he's performed. I'm pleased with how he's practiced and prepared for the games, and I believe it shows on game night. And he does what a senior quarterback should do. He leads by example, and then when it's time, when the lights come on, he's prepared and ready to go, and he plays with confidence, and just really, really happy with Lamont.
Coach, you mentioned senior night is definitely we want to highlight our seniors and team. The importance of the success of the team really falls back a lot on the seniors. How would you speak to the trickle-down effect, or how much it impacts the team with not only Lamont, but you've got some other seniors that really contribute to the younger players at this point in the season, how important it is.
They've been a great group. They've really done a good job. There's 10 of them, so our senior class is small. It's one of the smaller ones we've had since I've been here, but they have done an excellent job. And they've been here. They've been here in the summer. They've been here in the spring. They've worked hard. They've had a great attitude, kept wonderful body language at practice and in games. I mean, just things that help a team win. These guys have done it, and they're a special group, and boy, they're going to be missed when the season's over. But just glad we had them.
Well, I know that I know you would agree that if we make a push into the playoffs, that their leadership is going to be huge, particularly the things going deep last year, the lessons learned last season. Coach, two more things I want to talk about before we do players of the game for Ashbrook. Number one, let's talk about the defense continuing to be consistent right off the bat when they got on the field. Number of plays for loss, gave the offense the ball back in good field position. Talk about their continued success and consistencies for getting plays for loss and really strong on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I think it starts again with the D-line. They've done a great job getting pressure. And then I think our back end linebackers and DBs have improved steadily as the year's gone on. I think we're better now than we were early. We play a good minute. We rotate a fair number of players on that side. We try to stay fresh, and they've done it. They've just played well. Coach Wilson and the defensive staff do a great job of planning, coaching, and the kids are eager to learn, and they go out there and they perform on Friday. And we've got talented kids over there, and and we've made a lot of big plays, had a lot of tackles for loss, a lot of sacks. And we've held teams on low numbers most weeks, and it's just been an excellent defensive team so far this year.
Coach, the last thing, what would you say is the importance of getting some of these younger players in? We've had a few games recently where we're able to build a big lead, as you mentioned, and in the fourth quarter we're able to get some of the younger players on the field. Talk about how important that is for their development, but also the importance of, staying healthy as well.
Yeah, both. And, everybody wants to play and everybody wants to be in the game. And, we've been able to get everybody some playing time, and everybody's done a good job. It does help with the depth, and younger guys, they get a little experience, and then they get to build off that for next year. So, I mean, it's good on both ends. So I'm pleased that we've got a lot of players, a lot of time, and they've done a good job.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Continue to be undefeated on the year. Move to 9-0. Mountaineers with a big win. Let's do the players of the game segment. We're grateful for Patriot Jacks being our sponsor on the show for the players of the game. Now, we've mentioned a lot of young men throughout this season, and you've got a lot of guys you could each week give this award for players of the game. But for this game, for Ashbrook, for the win this past Friday night, who are your three players of the game?
Well, offensively, we're going to give it to an offensive lineman, our senior right tackle, Isaiah Eskridge. Isaiah had an excellent game. He made play after play, block after block. He had multiple pancake blocks. He's been a fantastic offensive lineman now for 3 years, and like I said, he's a senior, and he's just gotten better and better, and he's our Patriot Jacks offensive player of the game.
All right, congratulations, Isaiah. Now I have a question about Isaiah because I see him on the sideline a lot, and I can remember even before the season. Is he always smiling?
Yeah, I mean, he's very, Isaiah's pretty quiet, but he's got a lot of friends. Everybody loves him, and he's always seems to be happy, and you can always get a smile out of him. He's just a super, super young man, and like I said, he's done a great job leading as well. He leads our offensive line, and he's had a big year.
He has a good demeanor, and I know when he gets on the field, too, he's got a little bit of a mean streak in him when he's out there blocking. All right, let's move on to defense, player of the game.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and combine the defensive player of the game with the special teams player of the game. It's going to be the same player. Doesn't happen much, but we feel like we had no choice this week. It's going to be Jai Curry. Jai led our team in tackles for loss, sacks, and he also blocked 2 punts. So we felt like there was no other option for those two. For both awards. So we're going to give Jai Curry both the Patriot Jacks Defensive Player of the Game and Special Teams Player of the Game.
Well, I tell you, that's special to win two out of 3 this week. Congratulations to that young man. Coach, big win against Ashbrook. We're going to keep moving forward. In just a few moments, when we bring you back, let's talk about Crest, the final game of the regular season before we head into the playoffs. And we'll take a sponsor break. We'll be right back.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. We're here once again with head coach Greg Lloyd. Coach Lloyd, obviously for a few weeks, I dare say, is probably the elephant in the room. Everyone seemed to have this circled on their schedule calendar. We knew we were going to have to travel to Crest this Friday. We knew it was going to have implications for the conference championship, and we knew it was going to be important as we go into the playoffs. So let's talk about Crest. Crest comes in at 7-2. Their only losses to Burns and to South Point, but really they're kind of rolling as of late, playing really good football. So, Coach, let's talk about Crest and talk about. Really, I'm just going to shut up and let you talk about what you expect on the field this Friday night at Crest.
Yeah, Jeff, I expect to see an excellent football team, just like I've seen on film. They have fantastic speed. What's impressed me is how much they have improved through the year. So their players and coaches have done a fantastic job, and they are a very dangerous team. I believe they're the most dangerous offensive team we've seen. And then defensively, they've improved a ton. It looks like they've added some guy here and there and moved people around. They're playing lights out on that side of the ball, and I tell you, they're dangerous, and they get to play at home, so that's added a little bit advantage for them. And I mean, it's a tough ball team to play against, and their quarterback's a dual threat, and they got 3 really, really good receivers. And I know Green has had such a great year at wide out for them. I mean, they are special, and talent's there, and I expect them to do well, and they did. And they're going to be a factor in the playoffs, and they'll be a great representative of the Big South in the playoffs, and I expect them to go deep, and I expect Friday's game to be an absolute slugfest, and it's 2 good teams playing, and they got a good football team.
Well, I know it's certainly a big game in regards to the conference, and I know that's definitely one of the goals for the Mountaineers coming the season is to win the conference. But I know we're also looking beyond that. Coach, remind our Mountaineer fans that had the implications and how this would affect playoff seeding as well this game.
Yeah. Well, so if we win Friday, if we're fortunate enough to win, then we'll win the conference outright. If Crest were to win, then it would end up probably being a 3-way tie, and they would go to the RPI rating with the state to break the tiebreaker. I think we would have a good shot to get the 1. At this point, we can't have no worse than a share of the conference championship. So Crest is trying to get a share of it, and then have a 3-way tie, and then it goes to the tiebreaker. So it'll just be a wait and see. How it all shakes out Friday night, and then Saturday at some point we'll see where we're at. We'll definitely be home next Friday. That'll be 100%, no matter how it shakes out. So we'll definitely be home round 1, and hopefully we'll be able to have some multiple home playoff games this year.
Yeah, we certainly wish you the best of success this Friday night at Crest, and We are looking, hopefully, to the Mountaineers coming out victorious and then really have a good shot of home field throughout the playoffs. So, well, Mountaineer fans, you need to travel just up the road past through Shelby. You need to go to Crest Friday night. We need a big crowd. We need you to be loud. And I believe coaches are correct that ticket information, they're already doing pre-sale for that game for Friday.
I believe they are. I believe you can go ahead and buy your ticket.
I believe that information's been available. Excuse me. I believe that information is available through the high school and as well on their Facebook page and for the Mountaineer football page to get your tickets for Friday night. If for some reason you're traveling, for some reason you don't want to get out and can't get out, we will be having the broadcast with Lamont Littlejohn, Craig Short, and of course Drew Fulton, and myself there traveling Crest on the YouTube channel, kmhssports.com. Coach, good luck Friday night against Crest, and we'll see you on the sidelines, and we'll be cheering you and the coaches and the boys on this Friday.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff, and see you on Friday.
All right, thanks for joining us as usual. We'll see you this week.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. Certainly appreciate Head Coach Greg Lloyd being with me each week as we do the coaches show. Listen, seems like we've got a special season going here for the Mountaineers, and Mountaineer fans, you really need to be present, turn out Friday night at Crest for that game. What a huge game for seeding, for conference, so important for us. And those players on the field and the coaches need you behind them, supporting them. So come early, be loud, cheer them on as we play Crest this Friday night. I just want to take a couple brief moments before we get to KM this week. Is you need to, somewhere here, around here, you need to like and subscribe and share this show so that others can hear about it. And you need to become a subscriber if you're not to the channel, KMHS Sports, here on YouTube. And we need to build that audience for our Mountaineer Football Tonight, as well as other things that we put on here for Kings Mountain High School sports. Well, let's throw up the graphic for you. KM this week, of course, we are filming a little late this week due to some, extenuating circumstances. The men played soccer this past Monday against Stuart Kramer. I was able to be in the gym last night to see our Lady Mountaineers be victorious against East Lincoln in the second round of the playoffs. And I believe volleyball plays tomorrow as well. But tonight we've got men's soccer versus Crest at home at 6 p.m. This is senior night. So we want to celebrate our soccer seniors tonight. Tomorrow, JV football will play home at 7 p.m. against Crest. And at the same time, I don't know if this game is going to be home or the match is going to be away, but women's volleyball will play in the third round of this NCHSAA volleyball state playoff competition. Of course, Friday night, we mentioned it, we will play at Crest. It's a 7:30 kickoff. Saturday, we've got the Cross Country West Regional meet. Will be 10 o'clock at Freedom, and potentially fourth round on Saturday if the Lady Mountaineers are victorious on Thursday tomorrow game. And as we wrap up the show, thank you once again for tuning in and joining us here on Mountaineer Football Tonight. Let's close out the season strong, and we look forward to a deep playoff push this year. Come Friday night, Crest, be loud, come early, and cheer on your Mountaineers and show them your support. It's been a great show. Thankful once again for Coach Lloyd joining us, and we will see you on the sideline Friday as we take on Crest. Have a great rest of the week.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home,